everybody. Welcome back to another episode. Today, we're going to be talking a little bit about the piano basics. Now, I realize probably most of us don't have pianos, but I know that a lot of us have seen pianos before. And sometimes when we look at pianos, we might think, oh, well, this is way too complicated. I'm never going to be able to understand how this works. So, today's lesson, I'm going to show you some tips and tricks to use when you're first looking at a piano. Okay? So, the main idea of today's lesson that I want you to do is I want you to look for patterns. Okay? So, here's an example of a keyboard, right? Usually, a piano has 88 keys on it. As you can see, this one doesn't have 88, but this is just a snippet of an actual piano. And we're going to use it as a guide. And what I want you to do first, right, is notice how many different types of keys do we have? How many different colors do we have? I think the answer is very, very simple. As we can see on the bottom area here, we have our white keys. And in the top, we have our black keys. And the most important thing that a lot of people overlook is they get scared when they think about the black keys, right? Because the black keys are the really, really complicated ones. There are sharps and our flats. But before you even do anything of that, what I want you to look for is the pattern. So don't worry about the note names or anything like that yet. Just worry about the patterns. As you can see, right, they come in groups of 2 and then 3. And if you look over here, the pattern repeats, 2 and 3. And if this keyboard was to continue on, it would keep going in groups of 2 and 3, and so on and so forth. So that's the main pattern that I want you to look for, groups of 2 and groups of 3. And if you have a piano, you go ahead and go find them. Try to play those notes. The next thing I want you to look at is the shape of keys. So take a look at this key with the star on it, okay? So it's in between, right, these two black notes in our group of 3, and it has a shape like this, where it comes down, and then it comes out, and then comes back in, and comes all the way to the top. Now, if you look, not all those keys have that exact same shape, right? Some of them are shaped a little differently, but if you notice, right, you find your group of 3, and then you go in between the first 2 black keys. So I have this one, but also look, I have this group of 3. So I find my group of 3, first 2 black keys, and oh, is it the same exact shape as this one? Yes, it is. Comes down, comes out, just like that. So moving on. If we had, right, our note names, okay, let's just call this one A, right? What we do with the musical alphabet, right, is our musical alphabet goes from A to G, and then it repeats itself. So it never gets to H, right? It just repeats itself. And why does it repeat itself? That's an excellent question that a lot of students have. I'm going to show you why it repeats itself. Okay, so if we were to go through the entire alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then once we get to G, it repeats back to A. Now I want you to look closely. Okay? Take a look at this shape of A. Right? It comes down, out, like that. And look at this A. Oh wow, it looks very similar, doesn't it? Also, look where the A is. It's in the group of 3, right, in between these 2 black notes. Is that the same for this one? Yes, it is. See, it's in the group of 3 in between these 2 black notes. So basically what I'm saying is the piano is a big, right, just clump of patterns that repeats over and over again, right? So the musical alphabet, this is the thing to remember, only goes from A to G. Notes will repeat up and down the keyboard. I hope this makes sense, and I'll go over a little bit more too. Right, so we have our A and our A right here, right? So let's count. How many keys does it take before we end up repeating? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're 8 notes apart. And in music, we have a word for that. It is called an octave. So basically, when you're playing the octave of a note, right, it is 8 keys away, right? 8 spaces away is a way to think about it. Think of a stop sign, right? What shape is a stop sign? Right? Well, let's count the sides first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Stop sign has 8 signs, right? And we call it a octagon. Now, if you take the term that we just learned, octave, you'll notice something. You notice that the start of the word, right, OCT, they start with the same letters. So when you see something like that, right, oct, it usually equals 8. Like a great example is an octopus. Right? If you count the octopus's tentacles that they will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tentacles. So basically, the piano has all these keys and all these patterns, right? But they all are intertwined together, and it basically repeats itself. So look for those groups of black keys and look for those notes on the white keys. If you have any other questions or you want to watch more videos, you can always go to etmla.org. I'll put a link in the description below so you can click on that and see more instructional videos. But feel free to go online, type in your web browser, you can type in virtual piano. All those websites will usually have a piano for you to try out. It's a little tricky to play because you have a mouse and you have to click on the actual notes, but give it a shot. Try those black keys, right? Try playing those black keys in those patterns. Look for those patterns. I hope this video helped, and hopefully I'll see you all next week. I hope you enjoyed, and take care, everybody.